Shalom. Kohalo Yahweh Bashem Abishai Bashem Rakakpadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And I'm going to give down a breakdown, a reading of Ezekiel the 37th chapter, just to prove a point and to edify Israel. All right. And this short video that I'm going to play, well, just, a portion of this video I'm going to play, just to prove that, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, plus the scattered, of course, among the heathen, are indeed the Hebrew Israelites. And I went to YouTube and I put in white preacher says Negroes are Israelites, and all these videos popped up that were not what I was looking for. So you have to scroll way down the list before you got to these videos. So he has an algorithm for that, to try to, because he's desperately trying to keep the truth from coming into the world. But you can't stop the truth. So without any further ado, let's let a little bit of this play. And I'm sure this is a very familiar video. Lots of brothers have seen this Christian speak about the ethnicity of the so-called Negro here in America being the Israelites. And there it is. And so, it says that some of this information would be offensive. Why? Because it's the truth. The truth is offensive, especially to those that it doesn't benefit. And the proper name is right there. That Elohim is not the name of the Father. It's Yahweh. And the word that they were trying to say was Alahayim, which means powers. And that's actually talking about the powers in heaven, not the top power. Just so you know.
Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper, and to this very important and very special video that I'm doing covering who the true biblical Hebrews are. First off, I want to say, as if the warning at the beginning of the video wasn't enough, I want to make sure and reiterate this, that I'm not a racist person, nor am I a person that hates certain individuals. I love all of humanity. I want to see all of humanity making the new kingdom. But nevertheless, there is true Hebrews. There is a true people of the Most High that is scattered throughout the nations of the earth this day. It is not whom that many people believe they are, such as the so-called Jews in the nation-state of Israel that we so see before us right now.
So we'll just leave it with that. All right? It is not them. They are not the people. All right? And all people are going to heaven, but everyone's not going to like their place. All right? Not in the beginning, not the first 1,000 years. The first 1,000 years of the kingdom of heaven, all nations are going to serve the true biblical Israelites, which he goes on to tell you who they are, or at least a portion of them. You can see the name in the title if you would like to go view the video. Without any further ado, let's begin reading Ezekiel the 37th chapter. The hand of Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. And that's basically what you see when you see the camps that go on the highways and byways. They were prophesying to people who were calling themselves black, which means death. All right? It's people who are visually and visibly brown, but still refer to themselves as black. Why? Because people that look like the man on the screen, all right, labeled them that. The same way that they labeled themselves white, and they're not. They're really red. All right? Verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live, and I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied as I commanded, and I prophesied, and there was a noise, and behold, the shaking of the bones came together, bone to his bone. And basically, the apostles, starting with the apostle Tahar, he's been out there over 30 years, and he learned from the men who were taught by Abba Bivens, which begun this ministry, because it had to start somewhere. The truth had to come into the world through a particular group of men. All right, and the truth came into the world the second time around through a man named Abba Bivens. All right, and the truth has grown since then. And now the true message of the Lord is going throughout the four corners of the earth via the internet. All right, because the internet was set up for one reason. It was to destroy and expose E. All right, he made money in commerce and all these other things, but the true, when you go to the prophesied scripture, the prophecy of the internet in Psalms the 19th chapter, it was set up. You know, that's the internet scripture with the unicorn. All right, that's the feed horn. You know, on the satellite dishes, and the truth goes around the four corners of the earth into the atmosphere, circles the earth, and the truth went out, and that's how the camp. So this is the truth that will go around the whole earth, and then the end may come. Look what's happening in the world now, because that Christianity lie and the imposter people in the land of Israel, that lie has been going around for over 500 years now. And now with the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, look what's happening. Back to the scripture. Verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews of the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith Yahweh power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied and commanded as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and they stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. And that's what the prophets, the prophets, which are the apostles and the elders, were out there for years, and they saw no fruit. All right, and they kept prophesying unto the wind. Then in 2007, that army began to stand on its feet, and that army is talking about Israel, that great army. Let's grab a quick precept in Revelation. This is Revelation 11:11, and it reads, after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, that they stood upon their feet, and the great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's that 350 plus years. All right, of that dead state that we were in slavery. Okay, that's that time period. And now we're standing on our feet, and great fear is falling upon E and the rest of the heathen, because they don't want to see us wake up, because us waking up means they're in. Verse 11. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones, the whole house of Israel, behold, they say our bones are dry, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Right? So Yahweh was going to bring all 12 tribes into the land of Israel, not just the Jews and the Levites, or the Jewish. It's the 12 tribes of Israel, not the 12 tribes of Jewish. Verse 13, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you out of your graves, and I shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then ye shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it. All right? He said, O my people, all right, that brought you out of your graves. And who's the Lord's people? Israel. Let's get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of Joel. How about we do Joel 2 and 27? And this is Joel 2 and 27, and it reads, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and all that is going on now. All right, so Yahweh has never known any other people. Only us. So the statement that came out of his mouth that all people, because see, that's the one thing that Christians ignore. All right? They ignore the prophecies and the lineage of David, the lineage of Yahushua, and the role of the elect of Israel, and their role in the coming of the kingdom of heaven in the second coming. They ignore those prophecies and try to make universal a covenant that is only for the people that he spoke about in this video. Not all people. All right? And not people that look like him, unless his lineage actually goes back to the Israelites, which in some cases there are people that look like him that are Israelites. Point blank period. Some people are not going to like that, but it's the truth. All right? Which, after really watching this video, this guy might be one of those scattered speckled birds himself, because of his belief. His faith is too strong, and he doesn't have faith and believes in the scriptures like that. They just don't. Verse 15. And the word of Yahweh came unto me again. Salakia. The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions, and take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his company. All right, so this is both the northern and southern kingdom, and that's the 12 tribe sign that you see when we go out on the highways and byways. That is an important part of prophecy. That stick, that plank, that board, so that when people walk by, they ask, "What is this?" All right, and it reads, verse 17, and join them one to another into one stick, that they shall become one in thine hand. And the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? And that's what happens when people walk by and see the sign. They'll ask to explain what you mean by these. All right, so we're going to stop right there. This is part one. I'm going to do part two in the morning. Yahweh Ratazah. So call halal Yahweh Bashim Abshai Bashim Rakak Padash Wa Abba Babal Shalom.